He was known as a thief in the city, not because anyone truly knew him, but because of what kept happening every night. Money gone, valuables missing, doors found slightly open, yet strangely, nothing ever felt like a normal robbery. People started calling him the Shadow, a ghost moving through the city after midnight. But no one knew the truth, not even close. He was a young man, living alone in a broken apartment on the edge of the city. No family, no friends. Just silence and a small photograph on the wall. It was his sister. Her name was Alina. She was everything he had left in this world, and she was dying. A rare illness, one that required constant treatment, expensive medication, and hospital care that cost more than he could ever afford. He tried everything: honest work, double shifts, sleeping only a few hours a night, but it was never enough. One day, the hospital stopped her treatment. They said it clearly: no payment, no care. That night, something inside him broke. Not his morals, not his fear, but his helplessness. And that was the night the Shadow was born. The first time he broke into a house, his hands were shaking. He didn't even know what he was doing at first. He just moved quietly through the dark, trying not to wake anyone. He found cash, a small amount. He took it and left. But when he got home, he didn't feel like a criminal. He felt guilty until he saw his sister, coughing in pain. That changed everything. Night after night, he continued, but something strange started happening. He never took everything. He never destroyed anything. He only took what was absolutely necessary. And sometimes, he left things behind. Food in poor homes, money in hospital donation, boxes, anonymous envelopes for families who looked like they had nothing left. No one understood it. The city became confused. Was this a thief or something else entirely? One night, he broke into a luxury apartment in the wealthy district. It was silent, expensive, perfectly clean. He moved carefully through the rooms until he found a safe. But before he could open it, he heard a sound. A cough, soft, weak, human. He froze. Slowly, he followed the sound into a bedroom, and there she was, a woman sitting on the floor beside a small bed. A child was sleeping under a thin blanket. The woman looked extremely sick, her face pale, her breathing uneven. She didn't even scream when she saw him. She just whispered, "If you're here to take something, take it. I don't care anymore." That sentence stopped him completely. He asked quietly, "Why are you alone like this?" She gave a weak smile. "Because the hospital stopped my treatment. I can't pay anymore." Silence filled the room. For the first time, he didn't see a target. He saw himself, or worse. He saw his sister. He walked to the safe, opened it, took only what was needed, then stopped. He looked back at the woman and added more. Enough for treatment, enough for the child, enough for survival. Before leaving, he placed a small note on the table. No name, just a symbol, a black handprint. The next morning, the woman was admitted to the hospital. Her treatment restarted. Doctors couldn't explain it. A payment had been made anonymously. Full coverage, no records, no identity, just money, delivered like a miracle. And that was the beginning of something no one understood, because it didn't stop there. In the following weeks, strange things started happening across the city. A single mother received rent paid in full. A homeless shelter received a large donation overnight. A child's surgery was suddenly funded by an unknown source. Every case had the same mark: the black handprint. The city was divided. Some called him a criminal. Others called him a myth. But a few started calling him something else: a protector in the dark. Police formed a special task force. They studied every case, every break-in, every movement. But nothing made sense. There were no patterns of violence, no stolen luxury items being sold, no profit trail, just redistribution. Someone was stealing money and giving it away. One night, they finally got a lead. A small mistake, a trace of cash withdrawal patterns linked to a single area. They followed it to a small, broken apartment on the edge of the city. When they entered, they found him no resistance, no escape. Just a young man sitting quietly in a chair, tired eyes, worn clothes, no weapons, no luxury. Only a stack of medical papers on the table and a photograph. A young girl smiling. The lead investigator picked up the file. "What is this?" The young man didn't answer at first. Then he said softly, "My sister." A pause. "She's dying. I tried everything. I worked. I begged. I failed." Silence filled the room. He continued, "The system didn't save her, so I did what I had to do." The officers looked around the apartment. There was nothing valuable, nothing stolen for personal gain, only medical bills, hospital receipts, and names of people he had helped. The investigator finally asked, "So all of this, the theft, the money?" The young man looked down, was to keep her alive a little longer. The room went completely silent. Even the officers who had come to arrest him couldn't speak, because they understood something uncomfortable. This wasn't greed. This wasn't crime in the way they expected. This was desperation. The case went to court. The world watched. Some called him a thief, some called him a hero, but in the end, the judge made a difficult decision. His sentence was reduced, because every single dollar he had taken had gone towards saving lives, not enriching himself. And in the final days of the trial, something unexpected happened. The woman from the apartment, the one he had helped that night, came forward. She testified, tears in her eyes. "If he hadn't come that night, I wouldn't be alive." The courtroom stayed silent. After the trial, as he walked out of the courthouse, sunlight hit his face for the first time in years. But he didn't smile, because his sister was gone. She had passed away weeks before the verdict. He never got to save her. He stood there for a long time, watching people pass, a free man, but not a healed one. And in that moment, he finally understood something painful. Not all crimes come from evil. Some come from love, broken love, desperate love. And sometimes, the world only sees the crime, but never the reason behind it, because in the end,